Welcome to another episode of Talk Golden to Me. I'm your host, Evan Golden, aka Golden TV, and we are here in the offices of the Berman Law Group. Today we are talking immigration law. We have an attorney and a paralegal in the house. They are experts in this field. This is what they specialize in. I have a lot of questions. Certainly with Florida, it's such a timely topic and service. So I want to introduce both of you ladies. I want to learn more about you, your history, your background, your knowledge in immigration. Let's just start right to the left here. Please tell us all about yourself and your background.
Okay, well, I'm Leonelba Martinez, Leo for short. I've been practicing immigration for about 7 years. Primarily, I first started in like the humanitarian side, just kind of like representing refugees from Syria and, other, you know, dangerous lists right now that Trump just issued about a year ago, but, not really. And then after that, I went into private practice and I just kind of went into business immigration, the family law side as well as right now, which is really big, as you guys all know, the removal side, with a lot of detention. So that's primarily what I've been focusing on in the past couple of years.
Great, awesome. So that's attorney Leonelba Martinez, and then Marina, you are a paralegal, correct, with the Immigration
Correct.
Department?
Correct. I am a paralegal here at the Berman Law Group in the Immigration Department. This is what I love to do. This is what I chose to do for the rest of my life, pretty much. I come from a family of immigrants, and this is something that I can relate, and I am very happy to be able to help people come to the country legally and stay here legally.
Wow, that's great. Just reading here that it says, according to the most recent immigration statistics, that there are more than 4 million foreign-born people in Florida alone. Wow. So obviously a lot of need for your services. What do people automatically need to know about immigration, and why even maybe an attorney does come into play?
I think the main thing is like we're, a lot of us, like myself, we come from immigrants, family and other parts of the world. So a lot of the issues or, fears that they may have, like we've actually experienced them firsthand, whether it's our parents, or our grandparents. So, a lot of times they come in and they're scared, they don't really know kind of what to do. So they kind of have to understand that as immigration attorneys, we actually understand where they're coming from. And, it's just, and we're always trying to get them the best results, because like them, we're thinking, this could be my aunt or my cousin that just came from, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico. So obviously we're always trying to get them the best result, because you could be, one of our family members in that same situation.
Right, and there's a lot of information out there in the internet and WhatsApp. There's always people talking about things, and not always you're going to see accurate information in there. So we always tell people, be careful what you read, be careful what people are saying to you. It's always good to have a legal advice from an immigration attorney, someone who is specialized and will give you the correct advice. Don't follow the advice from the neighbor. Don't follow the advice from a cousin. Every case is different, so it's really important you have the correct legal advice.
That's great. And tell me, what is the correct path to citizenship?
Well, there's many paths, like for example, you have some individuals that came here because they were sponsored by their mom or their dad or their family or their husband. So if you were obtaining your green card through marriage, obviously you only have to wait 3 years before you can apply for your citizenship. If you became a permanent resident through other means, you will have to wait the 5 years. Obviously, a couple of months before, I think it's about, say, 3 months before your date, your anniversary date, you can begin the process. What I do tell my legal permanent resident clients, which is very important, is you have to pretty much be on your best behavior. Why? Because, you commit a certain crime, it might disqualify you from becoming a citizen. And in addition to that, it can actually place you in removal proceedings, which a lot of people think, oh, I'm a green card, and they think they have all these, that the only thing they can't do that's different from citizens is I can't vote. No, actually, not only can you not vote as a permanent resident, you also cannot be convicted of certain crimes, because then you'll become ineligible to apply for citizenship.
Right. And you guys provide free consultations, right, for people that have questions? need insight.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely.
We provide free consultations. If you have any questions, if you have a family member that has been detained or you want to naturalize, give us a call. Our phone number is 1-800-375-5555. You can ask to speak to me. My name's Marina, and I'll be more than happy to schedule a consultation with the attorney, and we'll put you on the right path.
What's the difference between, I guess, getting a visa card and a green card?
Well, a visa is just like permission to come visit. That's the way that I like to explain it to clients. A permanent resident, it's like I intend to live in your house. So you're allowing me to live in the house, and that's kind of like the best way that I can explain it. So if you have a visa, you cannot live in the United States unless you have, you've been sponsored for a green card or you have a particular visa that allows you to remain in the United States for a specific amount of time. Like, for example, if you are on a B2 visa, that's a visitor's visa, you're only allowed to visit, okay? So you can't work, you can't start a business and do all this other stuff. So that's primarily the biggest difference.
Right. Yeah. You can have a student visa and then maybe be able to stay here for 3-4 years while you're maintaining your status as a student. You have to study, but you can't not make permanent plans here. For example, we wouldn't advise you to buy a house or anything like that because that is something permanent. And at any time, if you stop studying, you would have to go back to your home country. Also, many people that come here on a B2 visa or on an F1, if you don't have permission to work, you cannot work. While being a resident of the country, a green card holder, you would be able to work. You would be able to travel. You would be able to do other things that in other visas you might not be able to do it.
Understand. Now, over the last year or two, you've just been hearing about deportation more and more and more. Tell me about deportation defense and maybe some tips and what's going on in that arena, please.
Okay, well, deportation defense is extremely difficult now, specifically. Every administration is different, but I mean, as you kind of seen in the news, it's a little bit harder now. The main thing that I tell people is, obviously, you're going to need an attorney. This is kind of like your one shot to stay in the United States, like in the greatest country in the world. Do you really want to just kind of like wing it? No, you need somebody that goes over there, that knows the judges, that knows what they're doing, that has confidence that, that they can put out and represent you in the best way possible. A lot of it, like, clients think, well, my deportation officer just gave me this form and told me to sign it. And I'm like, well, you don't have to sign it. Like, in some cases, you may have a valid defense and an ability to stay in the country and eventually get some kind of green card or some kind of status. So just don't go signing papers just because your deportation officer is saying we're going to deport you. Think of it this way. You wouldn't be in front of a judge if they could already do that. So that means you have a chance.
It seems that both of you ladies have a strong passion for helping people with these immigration needs. How did you both kind of develop this passion?
Well, I guess my parents are immigrants as well. My father actually came here with a diplomatic visa. My mother actually came with a green card when she was only 15 years old, so she moved to Puerto Rico, and so I don't remember that actual story of how they got their paperwork, but I do remember my first client at 13, if you want to call it that, was actually my grandfather because he was studying for his citizenship test. So I remember going through because he didn't speak English, so I remember actually going through these questions with him. So that was actually at 13. My first client was my grandfather.
Wow.
So yeah, I would say that's where kind of like it all started and where my passion actually ignited.
Yeah, it's very similar to me because my parents are from Brazil. I was born in Brazil. First time I lived in the U.S. was when I was only 8 years old in California. So this is home to me. I can't even think about me living in Brazil, and I'm pretty sure that most of the people that are here in the U.S. That are immigrants can relate to that. We have all these dreamers, the DACA, that are pretty much the same thing as me. They came in as a child and they grew up here, and that's how really I can relate to the clients because I've been there, I've done that. I tried to live in Brazil after I was an adult, and it was a complete disaster. It wasn't home. I felt like a fish out of the water. So for me, it's really important to help people achieve their dreams and be able to stay here and succeed in what they want to do.
I think the fact that you both have kind of those personal experiences and you are so passionate would really, really show. And I've seen the way you speak with your clients and the relationships you build with your clients. So having kind of that personal relationship and that passion, I think, is probably a huge kind of difference maker when people are looking for immigration needs, the services that you both provide. So I know past clients appreciate that and future clients will as well. So if you have any immigration needs or questions, and so many areas, maybe I'm missing out some, from family-based immigration and student visas and business visas, employee visas. So under the gamut, you guys are basically providing all aspects of any type of immigration needs or services. Maybe I'm missing some.
No, you've pretty much kind of like set them all. And we, we're our department's trilingual, so we speak English, Spanish, Portuguese. So we're gonna talk to as many people as we can. And if you speak another language, we'll figure it out. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything that you kind of want to, maybe run it by us first. It's a free consultation. You're not wasting money. You're actually taking the time to get the proper information, as opposed to just figuring it out and making a mistake that could really hurt you down the line.
That's great. Well, call these ladies. They run the immigration department here at the Berman Law Group. Leonela Martinez and Marina Agaloff, we appreciate both of your times and your expertise, and we appreciate what you do for the community, for immigrants, and give them a call, 1-800-375-5555. They will provide a free consultation, answer any questions and your needs. Ladies, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We'd love to have you back here again and discuss some of the other services that you provide here, but this was excellent.
Thank you for having us.
You are welcome. Till next time, we will see you again. Thank you for viewing and tuning in to Talk Gold and Me at the law offices of Berman. Today we learned a lot about immigration. Till next time, we're out of here.